Hi guys, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, here to do a masculine reading. We'll start with the masculine reading and just see what's going on in the energies this week. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Ooh, magic is happening. The King of Pentacles. So coming into his own, finding himself very grounded, connected to all that is. Amazing stuff. And very fertile energies too, the goddess energies. Is willing to connect through into those feminine energies of the goddess, to connect within. Connect within to those goddess type energies of nurturing and fertility. I'm not really sure what that particular card is. Oh, Hierophant. So too, the Hierophant, beginning to see that there's a higher aspect to his life that he probably has never really looked at properly before, you know, like always been there, but it's kind of like he's ignored it, doesn't want to go there, hasn't, you know, just pushed it away, pushed it out of his life. But because there was this connection to the 3D matrix world, which was of course very physical. So there was no allowance for the divine to come through. But now he's beginning to see that there may be this allocation of time within his own cellular structure to bring in those traditional values of the higher self that he has blocked for some time. I hope that makes sense. We have the Three of Pentacles as well, to finding creative ways in which to be physically on this earth plane. And the Two of Pentacles, very earthy, very earthed energies. Could have something to do with the financial system, the way that things are moving ahead in that way. But it's quite a well-balanced energy. We have, of course, the card of Sacrifice, which is about death and rebirth, which I feel the masculines have really been going through it lately with those death, rebirth energies, which can sometimes come in the form of a near-death experience, a spiritual awakening, a kundalini rising, and a purging sometimes of the energies, the stagnant energies that have built up for quite some time in the and caused a toxic environment for the masculine. That old particular way of being was connected to the old world structure, to that 3D matrix world, which leads, of course, to all sorts of addictions and things. But that is now starting to move. We're starting to move that out of us. And it's really interesting because I had this conversation with a masculine just recently who was going through an ayahuasca healing journey. And he was also too going on about the fact that that the purging and the clearing that was happening for him was very daunting, but very, very much needed for his system to move forward. So this death rebirth type of purging was going on for him, which of course then led him to be extremely clear, but then which brought up a lot of the darker Wesadak entities that, you know, I'm not really sure whether they come from within or without. You know, I've never really looked at any of that. I mean, I think as we evolve through everything, this 3D matrix world and how we relate to it, some of the outer entities in which we have a lot to do with. I mean, you know, in our healing journey as we move forward, can often be our own darkness released in some form. So there is this purging and release and this massive death rebirth, these death rebirth type energies that are going on at the moment, but are moving them forward into a greater sense of self-love as they remove any blockages, any stagnant energies, and any darkness within that needs to be pushed out, purged out, and removed. Yeah, so interesting. So they are making a definite move forward, and it can be sometimes quite abrupt, you know, for a lot of them as the energies come in. Very focused on the Queen of Cups too, and having the ability to be able to move forward towards his feminine in a more grounded, a more sensual way, if that makes any sense. Because here we have the Queen of Wands, who is, of course, a very sensual, sexy, beautiful woman who is very charismatic and knows exactly who she is and how she finds herself in this world and in this earth plane. She's she literally is that gorgeous, very confident part of the feminine physique, the feminine psyche, the Queen of Wands, extremely so. So he is feeling very attracted, I guess, to the feminine, his own feminine, very attracted on lots of different levels. These, of course, when I talk about this, I'm not actually talking about gender. I know it sounds like that, but you know, you can find these energies within, and depending on how you are seeing yourself, or how you are being, or how you are portraying those energies at this point in time, sometimes we can slip into our masculine more than our feminine, and vice versa. But you know, then we have the look, see, and then we have this very young type of energy as well, of wanting to move forward in that somehow sensual way, and it's very fiery, and sometimes can lead to because this is Kundalini energy. So Kundalini energy that is rising in the whole of humanity at this point in time can be very, very intense, very fiery, and can move literally through that physical body and out through the outer bodies as well, the emotional and the mental bodies as well. And it is like fire, pretty much. Very passionate sort of energies. Yeah, once again, it's like the temptation, which is a devil. So there is still this temptation that he finds. Oh, hang on a minute. No. Okay, so what I'm getting is once upon a time, this was temptation to the material world and the material addictions, you know. This is something else. This is about releasing, okay, this is more a sexual energy that is actually being portrayed by the masculine through the root, and the root chakra specifically. Yeah, but there is also this love. So through, it may be interesting because some of the masculines may find through their sexual kind of undertakings through the root chakra that will rise then through into the heart chakra. So in a way, it's an expression of love through those core sexual desires and urges, if that makes sense. This is, whoops, a daisy. Wow, this is really intense, this masculine reading. Six of Pentacles. So that's also a very grounded energy, but that's about kind of like, you know, manifesting wealth on that physical and financial level. So there's very grounded, earthy cards, very sensual, kind of sexual in a way, but very physical type energies that the masculine is feeling at this time. And this is literally about removing a lot of those stagnant and toxic energies and stagnant energies within that root chakra. But in a way, this is kind of like through this, he's opening up the other centers into his heart center and radiating that out, learning to radiate that out. It's a very, very beautiful energy, very intense energy, very fiery energy, very passionate energy. But it is there nonetheless. And it is needed to move from that toxic environment into something a lot lighter and more beautiful and loving and kind. And these are the new beginnings from the dark night of the soul that a lot of the masculines have been going through until now. Because he wants his 10 of Cups. Of course, the 10 of Cups is absolutely unconditional love that he has for himself and others, mainly his feminine. Yeah, so healing a lot of heartbreak as well as this is going through and forward. Moving forward. The masculine is moving forward. Fantastic stuff. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and I shall see you next week. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Yes, and I shall see you anon. Bye for now.